disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene, and with me as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Inner Network. On Mondays, you got Raw with Mimi and Lump. Tuesdays is CTE with Chris, Los, and Travis. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Inner Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up?
You know, not much, man. Been a long week. Work's getting crazy. This is our busy time. I'm not one to normally do some overtime, but I've been putting a little overtime here and there. So got that going. And then my daughter, she had surgery on her back on Thursday to fix. She had a curvature of about 69 degrees. They called scoliosis. Mm-hmm. So they had to put in some metal rods to straighten that out for her. But the good thing is they only had to do the top like 8 all the way from 1 to 8 instead of the whole vertebrae. Okay. So she's got good mobility and should help her heal a little bit quicker. So she's doing good.
Oh, she's feeling fine?
She's doing. I mean, she's on a good regimen of drugs.
Okay, I got you.
You know, so she's doing the Tylenol, Motrin, Oxy, and some Valium. So small doses because she's only 13, but she's doing all right.
Okay. Bugs, how was your week, man?
My week has been good. Weekend has been a little crazy. So no tournaments or nothing. I'm done with. But Saturday I got my first tattoo, so that was crazy in itself. But
what'd you get?
I got a quote on my chest. Well, here on this side. Look at the wrong side. So, but I'll tell you what, man. Part of it was on my collarbone, so I was screaming. Oh my god. Here, okay. I would much rather get sidekicked than.
Stuff's no joke.
I got a couple of tattoos on my arm. I don't have anything on my chest or in the collarbone area right now, but I got a couple things on my arms.
I ended up getting my chest done, so.
Not bad. That's a lot of writing too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I got.
How long was it?
Actually, it only took 2.5 hours.
Okay.
I didn't move. He got to the collarbone. Hurt, but I just didn't move. Okay. Once he got to the collarbone, I moved a little bit. My body was shaking, and then he just did it all in one shot. Like he didn't stop and give me a break. So.
Okay.
But, yeah. That was pretty much it, man. It's pretty much been my weekend. Getting ready for Christmas. You know how this goes. This holiday season goes down, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? So because my wife and I, we don't do anything the easy way. We got two of our kids out of the 3 have birthdays in January. So we go right from Christmas into birthdays. January 17th and the 23rd. So yay.
You said January 17th?
Yep.
Okay. That's that's my girlfriend's daughter's birthday also is January 17th. Also. Yep. Okay. Let me tell you guys about my week. So on Monday, I get a text message from my best friend. She tells me that she has tested positive for COVID. I'm like, damn. Now, I had been taking her to work the previous week, so I've been around her. So I go and get my test on Tuesday. Comes out positive for COVID. I'm like, damn, because I don't have any symptoms. I wasn't feeling bad. Nothing's wrong at all. You know, I feel like my normal self, you know. So I was like, well, Well, that's good. At least I'm not sick. If I got it, I guess I'm one of those people that's just a carrier and not sick or whatever, you know. So, you know, I was supposed to be going to Florida for my cousin's wedding this weekend. So I had to cancel the flights, had to cancel the hotel, and I was just gonna stay home and, you know, quarantine for, you know, 2 weeks or whatever. Now, my girl had been here with me, and her daughter had been here with me also. So they go and get tested also, and both of them are negative. And I'm like, well, man, like I didn't understand like how she could be negative if I'm positive, you know. So yeah. I went and took another test. I got my results on Wednesday, so I went on Thursday to take a test again on Thursday. I got the results back on Saturday. Negative.
Oh. So you missed a trip for nothing.
Yes, man. Yes. So I did 2 tests. They both negative. So I'm like, well, see, this is a problem. Like this is a serious problem, because if they hadn't got the test and said that they were negative, I would have been sitting in the house quarantining for 2 weeks for nothing, you know? And like that sucks. I mean, that people can't, like, how do people know if they really have it or not if they're not sick? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, does everyone need to take multiple COVID tests? Now, my best friend, she also took multiple tests also. She took 5 tests. And out of the 5, 3 were negative and 2 were positive. Like, what do you do in that situation? Now, she was not feeling good the previous weeks. She wasn't feeling well, you know, but that's when she took her first test. And she took 2 of the tests then, and it was negative for her. So then a couple of days later, she did it again, and because her job required her to do it at that point, and then they said that she was positive. So yeah, man, it's ridiculous, you know. So
I mean, that's the NFL's going through that same crap right now. They had to change some of their rules for the people who are vaccinated, just so they can get these games played, because they just had a huge spike. In some of these things, and some of the games already got moved to Monday and Tuesday.
Then the NBA is going through some problems also, you know.
Yep.
Now I think LeBron also tested. Did he test positive, and then they found out it was a false positive or something like that?
They're taking so many tests. They'll know right away.
Bro, LeBron,
they take 2 to 3 tests a day.
What you saying, Angel?
So LeBron can go stab someone, and they'll say, no, actually, he's not the one who did.
Hey man, I thought you was a LeBron fan.
I am, but I don't like. See, they overdo it, and they make people like you hate on LeBron, because they'll sit here like we can all say like, yo, he's the greatest in the world. Don't sit here and tell me he's the first man to score 30 points on a 42-degree weather day in California. Like, when you start hitting me with those facts, even I'm like, all right, come on, man. Like, at this point,
I've never been a LeBron fan.
All right.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I respect his game, but I don't like him.
It's because of posts. Like, how do you not like a man? Like, oh man, we don't. This podcast like is about movies. Let's not.
Have to come on. You guys got to come on the IDGAF podcast to talk about that. Then.
That's fine.
Yep, I'll do that. No problem.
Bring it.
All right, that's cool. Yeah. So, you know, that was my week, man. So I just been chilling. Once I got the negative results, I went to go see Spider-Man though. I had to.
Oh hell yeah!
But I didn't go to the theater. I went to the drive-in to see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, you know, I just kept the car running. Turned the headlights off. Kept the car running. Saw 2 movies. Saw Spider-Man and Ghostbusters. And
the new Ghostbusters.
New Ghostbusters.
You like it?
Paid for what you paid for the price.
It was good.
You paid for one movie, but turned your light off so they didn't know who you were, and then sat and stayed.
No, man, you never been to a drive-in before?
Gene, how old I am? I've never been to a drive-in before.
I didn't know that. Y'all don't have drive-ins in Connecticut?
We get shot.
I'm being 100% serious. I did not know. Like, we got a couple of drive-ins here in Michigan.
Man, you go the drive-in in the hood. That's where people get shot at. You know, I'm gonna go to
well, ours is not in the hood. It's in Dearborn, so I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about getting shot in Dearborn. Yeah. So no. So here, I don't know how it is there, but here when you go to the drive-in, you get 2 movies for the price of 1. So so I saw Spider-Man was the first movie, and then the second movie I saw Ghostbusters.
No, I think they do that because the drive-ins just started kind of coming back when COVID started.
It's always been like that.
I know, but I'm saying, okay. So I thought maybe it was just something they were like trying to get.
Imagine
that's a good deal.
Some wings and a pizza. You just sit in your car and watch.
That's what you do. Yeah, you take your own. You take your own snacks and food. I've done that plenty of times. Taking pizza, wings, whatever, and you don't have to go to the concession stand. In between, the breaks of the movies, you go to, use the restroom if you have to, and wait for the second movie. So it was pretty cool. And now that it's getting darker. Earlier, I went to an earlier movie, so Spider-Man started at 6:00, and then Ghostbusters came on at about 9:00. So, I was still home, relatively early as opposed to back in the day. If you go to a movie like in the summertime and it starts at 9, that first movie is going to end around 11:30, and then you watch the second one after that at about midnight. You getting home at about 2:30, almost 3:00. So it wasn't like that. So it was pretty cool, man. You guys done with your Christmas shopping?
Oh yeah.
I'm not. As you can see, I am wasting as much time as possible because I don't want to talk about this bullshit ass movie that Angel did. But y'all done? I'm not done with Christmas shopping. I got a couple more things to get.
I use Amazon, so for me it's all done.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
My last one will be here literally on Friday.
Okay. I'm using a mix between buying some things online and then also going to the stores to get things. So I got a couple of things left to get. All right, let's get into the movie. Angel, this is your movie, Warriors of Virtue.
Yes, sir.
This was an interesting movie. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, so this came out in 97. If I would have saw this in 97, I would have been like, it's all right. It's all right. But I'm seeing it as an adult, and it was, I don't know, man. It's a couple things I would have done differently. Like I didn't like the Kangaroos' voices. They sounded, it's like some of them sounded like Batman. They sounded like, how they try and disguise their voice when they put the mask on to become Batman. Like they shouldn't have sounded like that to me. And I did not like how their faces look. Their faces look creepy. Very creepy. Yeah, I didn't like the look of the Kangaroos. For those of you guys who don't know, who are listening to us, Warriors Virtue are about 5 kung fu kangaroos who are defending their land, their area, their village, whatever. It's called Tao. They're defending it from some bad guy. It's a crazy bad guy,
some prince-looking weirdo.
Yeah, he seemed like a threat at first. He seemed like a threat, but he started getting wackier and wackier as the movie went on. I was like, what's up with this guy? Like, I thought he was supposed to be a badass, but he looked like he was losing his mind.
I think he was.
Did you guys take a look at the budget and the box office for this movie?
No, I didn't. Let me look.
The movie's budget was $35 million.
Jesus, of course it was.
They made $6,524,020.
Well, they did better than Jiu-Jitsu. But I'd still rather watch Jiu-Jitsu.
No, not me. No, I'll watch this shit with a smile on my face before I watch Jiu-Jitsu again.
Oh hell no!
And I was kind of surprised that I saw that this movie actually got a sequel.
But don't watch the sequel. Don't watch the sequel. We're not watching that. We're not watching.
I wasn't planning to watch it. I was just surprised that it had a sequel.
No.
All right, let's get into the movie. Angel, this is your movie, man. You can lead us. Ready? Let's do it.
All right. So, man, this is just a different type of movie. So, pretty much, man, it started this this kid Ryan Jeffers, and he goes to, I would say it's a Chinese shop, like a Chinese food shop. Would you guys say it?
A restaurant?
Yeah,
it's a restaurant.
Restaurant. I would say that. And he talks. There's this guy named Ming, which I felt like he was so extra for no reason.
Yes.
Ming is Ming for people watching. Ming is just a chef. That's all he is. Nothing more than a chef. He is,
but he enjoys his job.
To cut celery, he's doing the drunken monkey as he's cutting celery. To water, he does a jump, spin back kick to turn on the faucet. He is flipping rice. He's
practicing for when he gets to Benihana. He's practicing for his Benihana days. Okay. He got to get ready for Benihana.
I actually thought Ming was going to be one of the Kangaroos. That's what I thought. I thought he was going to take off a head or something and him be underneath it. That's
he had something to do with it because he had the one of the main pieces to the whole movie.
Yeah, but they gave him about 30 seconds of just him cooking and doing kung fu while he's doing kung fu, and he's flipping the rice over his shoulder. I thought he would have had a bigger part to the movie, but no, he's just in this one scene, or there might be one other scene, maybe where he
was a second scene.
Okay, there was a second scene where he gives Ryan the book. But other than that, like he
catches all the plates when they're falling.
Yeah, he had no other purpose to the movie, but the way they gave him his intro, you would have thought he would have had a bigger role in the movie.
You would have thought he was going to kick some ass. You would have thought he was going to be doing something.
Something, yeah.
So first, I guess we could say he's like high school kid. We noticed that he has a brace on his. He has a bit of a limp. He is just talking and he just thinks Ming is the coolest person in the world. Next thing we know, he goes home. He ends up seeing his mom. Then after that, mom cannot cook to save her life.
No,
his mom made, what was that, lasagna that would look like it was burnt to the crisp.
Yeah.
So she ended up telling Ryan, how about I give you some money to go get food from Ming, and he pretty much talks to Ming and says how he feels like he's not valued.
Hey, you're skipping ahead a little bit, bro.
Well, listen, some of the stuff in the middle we can do without.
Go ahead. No. There's something important kind of happened. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, you're skipping ahead because we got to talk about Ryan is kind of a football guy, and he's the water boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And his team is like, what are they on, the 25, the 30,
25.
And
25.
they got
4 points, like 20 seconds left or something.
Yeah, they're down 4 points with 20 seconds left, and the coach calls a play that Ryan kind of disagrees with, and Ryan tells the quarterback another way to do it, and the quarterback ends up listening, and they win the game.
And he took the credit for it.
Of course he did.
They put him on his shoulder, on their shoulders. Everyone's celebrating. Everyone in the stands, the coaches, everyone. The coach is looking a little confused at first, but then he kind of accepts it.
But you're not going to give the water boy credit. Come on.
No, I mean they could have gave him something like give him a wink or not or something, but they did not acknowledge Ryan for what he did.
You know what kills me about a lot of these movies during like the 80s and the 90s? Why is it that the kid that you got to pick on is like disabled? Like,
I don't know.
A brace on the leg ain't gonna make me like. I don't see why we got to pick on someone who's got like, he didn't ask to have that brace on his leg.
Why was he? Did they even explain why he had that on? Like, what was his issue? What was his problem?
No. They never said it. Never ever said it. Never said it ever.
So we don't know if it was permanent or temporary, or because they kind of made it seem like it was a permanent thing.
I thought he had Forrest Gump legs. That's what I thought.
But he only had the brace was only, it wasn't even up to his knee. It was literally just on his shin.
Okay.
It was odd. Either way, then he went home. He runs into the football players later on. They got their little entourage. a couple of douchebags with him, a couple of girls, and Ryan's best friend is it Charlie?
Chucky.
Yeah. Chucky, he's talking about how Ryan didn't get any credit and Ryan should speak up for himself, which he probably should. And Ryan, he doesn't think much of it. And when these guys come by, they're kind of messing with him and picking on him. And Chucky sticks up and says, "Hey, man, Ryan called that play, why don't you give him some credit for it?" And sticks up for his boy. And the guy actually gives him some credit for it, but he's real reluctant about it. And everyone's kind of impressed with Ryan for a second. And he says, if you want to hang out with us, meet us somewhere later. And then he goes home and his mom makes this horrible dinner.
Go ahead, Angel.
And then from there, they end up then just goes back to Ming to go get some food. And then when he goes, that's when we see Ming turn into Jackie Chan and someone tomato. All the 5 plates went in the air. Grabs 2 with the other 3 still in the air, which made no sense because they're at the same time. He has enough time to grab them, put them on the table, grab the other 2 while catching the girl. But is a sorcerer of all things. I don't know how he does something, but he's able to do it. Next thing we know, Ryan's looking and he tells Ryan to go up to he lives there? Was apartment? Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, I think he does live there.
Yeah.
That was weird. If he doesn't own the spot, I just thought that was weird.
I don't think he did own it because he had someone kind of yelling at him.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was maybe he's just the lead cook. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Ryan up to his apartment and talks to Ryan, being his own person and not worrying about what people think about him because of disability. And he gives him the analogy of a cocoon and how if he helped a cocoon get out of its shell, but it died because he interrupted its journey, which we'll end up seeing later on in the movie. He Ryan this book called the Book of Tao. And he said that book taught him how to become the man he is, that he wanted to be in the future. Then from there, he ends up Ryan, and we just see the next scene. He's waiting outside at night for the guys to come that were kind of assholes to him. Break into would you say it was a sewage? A sewage?
Yeah.
A water facility, sewage.
I don't know why would you break into a sewer, but that's fucking ridiculous. So they break into
part of the initiation process.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He ends up breaking into this sewer spot with these guys, and Chucky keeps got a bad feeling they should leave. Ryan just wants to be accepted. Something.
You know what kills me about this? So the main bully, like the quarterback and everything, they really make him out to be like just the biggest douchebaggy. Like he's just like a atypical bully.
Yep.
He's got, he's a bigger guy. Like he doesn't look like he should be in high school. He damn near has a goatee and shit. He's got his leather jacket. He's got his earrings. He talks real tough, and I'm just like, the whole idea of these bullies just cracked me up because they really overdid it with this one.
Yeah,
and then his entourage.
Yeah, but he had a weak entourage, didn't he?
He still had an entourage, which just kills me. Who has an entourage in high school?
Well, they didn't seem like the toughest kids. Like
exactly,
they didn't. They seemed like I couldn't even tell if he was a bully or this guy was he supposed to be like his big brother that was just teasing him. It was weird. It was real weird. And the friends, like normally it's friends co-signing and who are acting kind of just as tough. Like think about Cobra Kai. Like those guys all acted like Johnny, and if you watch Back to the Future, the people that were with Biff like kind of acted like Biff, but these guys didn't really act like that too much, I think it was was it 3 girls in his crew?
Yes.
It was 3 girls and then 2 other guys. So it was like 6 of them, and they were
2 guys that looked like burnouts instead of like jocks.
And they were all like trying to initiate Chucky and Ryan into their crew. But I mean, this seemed like a weak crew. Yeah. Go ahead.
So
either one of you.
So what he ends up doing from there is that jock, which I'm trying to find his name because I could not remember life of me what his name was. I think his name was Moses. Brad. Okay, there we go. Cool. So
it looks like a Brad.
So So Brad ends up taking him and tells him, all right, he has to walk across a pipe over a whirlpool, which just looks so weird.
In the sewer.
Walks across this pipe over a whirlpool in the sewer and tells him Ryan that he has to walk across and has to do pretty much graffiti on the wall to be a part of it. Mind you, Ryan still has his ability. So Chucky is trying to tell him not to do it, and Ryan just wants to be a part of everybody, so he's saying yes. He starts going across. Brad tells him you need to hurry up or else the sewer is going to spit out water and it's going to dump you into the whirlpool. That water was clear, so that made no sense at all. But ended up
thank God.
He was going across and then just see the sewer spit out the water from, like, it pretty much shot the water out and ended up hitting Ryan and he fell into the whirlpool. And everyone's just watching him fall in there. No one thought about going to help him. And next thing we see, boom.
One of the girls told Brad to help him, but what the hell are you going to do when this is a whirlpool? You can't hang on anything. You're not going to jump in after him because then you're gone too.
Yeah, I thought Ryan was dead. Like, he had no way of getting out of that. He had no way of getting out.
I mean, luckily it was a portal to another world, supposedly. Otherwise, he'd have been dead. He would have been dead.
Right, and that's exactly what happens. He gets transported to this other world. Go ahead, pick it up from there.
Transported to Tao.
I am going to say one thing, though. To me, it would have been interesting if he would have got either Chucky to go with him or Brad, because I think him and Brad could have worked out some differences in Tao. I think that would have made things a little more interesting to me. But that's just me. Go ahead.
So Ryan wakes up and he's in Tao, and pretty much that's I don't know how to explain it. It's the fake world of the ruse and the virtue. So
did that seem weird to you? Like,
it all seemed weird.
These animal creatures are living amongst humans.
Well, no, there weren't all humans there. They had a rhino that talked.
There was another thing also with horns. There were a few animal people there, and they were all like kind of just living in harmony. Like, nobody was scared of these things. Did that not seem weird to y'all?
Listen, we all know.
No, I agree.
We all know what you do. Anytime the big ass animal that talks, we already know what your first thing is.
Dead. I'm dead in the movie. I'm dead. When Ryan sees Young, that's it. Like, he screams. I would have fainted and died. That would have been it.
Yeah, but here's the other problem. Ryan screams at first and runs away, but then he realizes he don't got a brace no more. His leg is working.
Yeah.
So then he goes into his own little celebration. How did you forget that something is chasing you or something, and now you're celebrating?
Gene wouldn't even get that far. Gene would have died before he realized he was.
Yeah, would have. Like, because think about what Ryan saw. Like, Ryan was about to be attacked, right? Wasn't he about to be attacked by these soldier guys?
Yeah. So what happened was these soldiers came out of nowhere, and to be real, he should have died in the first scene. That soldier threw the biggest spear at his fucking backpack, and it hit him.
He should have been dead.
I mean, it hit him like directly in his back, and he flew. Like, I thought he died in the first scene. Like,
first he got wait. First he got attacked by some little garden gnome.
Yeah, he did.
I'm
gonna let you go ahead and say it. Whoever wrote this movie had to have been tripping off acid or something, because this is some of the weirdest stuff.
When I saw the first scene, I forgot for a second. I said, "Oh shit! Did I forget the movie? He died already? Like, what happened? Like, he didn't even make it past 15 minutes. A spear was thrown at him, and then we see Yi, a kangaroo, explode out of the water, and he just started taking out all the soldiers. And that's when Ryan started running and realized
he had a right to scream and run. He didn't know what that thing was. Like, he could have thought that thing was. He didn't know that he was protecting him.
And then Princess Leia bitch shows up and takes him in the air. What the hell was that? Alyssa or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
How does she fly? She can just fly? Like, what is going on in this world?
Her name was, what was her name? I'm trying to remember.
Alicia.
Yeah, it was Alicia.
Alicia. So Alicia comes out of nowhere and says to Ryan, we must help you. You're the newcomer. I'll take you somewhere. Pretty much just flies up into the air, into the trees. We don't know how far, how fast, how she got there, whatever.
Hold on. Before you continue, what was that little gnomes guy's issue with Ryan? Because he just jumped out of nowhere and just jumped on his back for no reason.
He like wants treasure. He just wants treasure.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know what his problem was. Okay,
no, he just goes after anybody and everybody. He's just a little thief.
Okay, all right. Continue, guys.
So then Alicia takes Ryan to Master Chung, and when she takes him to Master Chung, she ends up telling him, this is how we live, and then with the warriors of virtue. Now, as Ryan's looking around, you can tell he's getting freaked out because he's seeing animals, like people with horns, rhinos walking and talking and gibberish and all this extra stuff.
But you know what else? He has a little thing for Elisa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
every time we look at her, thank God.
She literally said to him, "You're my new best friend." When I heard that, I said, "Oh, damn!" For every guy, we're all like, "Damn, that would hurt us." That one hurt us.
Oh, you can get through that. It's all right.
So
you can get through that. That ain't shit.
Ryan goes to Master Chung, and he ends up talking about how he has a book. So now they start talking about the Book of Tao. The Book of Tao was a book that Ming gave him, and in this world, that book is save the whole entire, I don't want to say country, but whatever it is, to save the village.
City of Tao.
Yeah, to save the city of Tao and defeat Komodo's people and Komodo himself. That was the purpose.
Right. Now, we didn't talk about who that was. Joe, tell us who Komodo was.
I don't know, this goofy looking weirdo.
Yeah, he's the big bad. He's the big boss. And his soldiers, after they attacked Ryan and they lost because they're young, they all go back and they talk to Commando, and they tell him that there's a what do they call Ryan? A newcomer.
The newcomer. Why? Yeah. Why are they so? They're all so excited about this newcomer.
Yeah, they didn't even explain that.
That's what I'm saying. Why is a newcomer so exciting?
Mm-hmm. And they had his backpack. They took his backpack back and showed him. They opened it up and they found the book. And then he ends up killing one of those soldiers, one of his soldiers that he had. Actually, the soldier that brought the book backpack, whatever you want to call it. He ends up killing him. So now we know that these guys are all looking for him for some reason. All right, let's continue.
When Komodo opens the book, he can't read it, so he's assuming only the newcomer can read it.
Yeah, when they opened the book, we couldn't read it either. Go ahead, Angel.
So all right, well, so then after that, he ends up Ryan ends up telling Master Chung he wants to meet the Kangaroos, the warriors of virtue. So he goes through the names of the Kangaroos. The first one, who was the kangaroo of what? Wisdom and truth?
I do not know any of these things' names.
Okay, so
I don't know. I just know Young because he was the first one we saw.
Okay. All right, listen. We're gonna put it like this. The green kangaroo was the one I think of Earth.
Hold on. So we got Young, we got Yi, we have Lei, we have Chi, and Sasun.
Nothing was Lai.
Fuck.
Okay, maybe that was Lai. Maybe that's I don't know.
Lai was the green one, I thought. Chi was the kangaroo of fire, and he was the one that was supposed to be smart, but is also goofy. Yi or Yun, what'd you say? Damn it! You say Yi?
Yun does the water.
Yeah,
Yun does water. Yun does water. He's like the kangaroo of benevolence. He's the king, or he's like the leader of all the Roos. Then
pretty much.
Who was Yi was the girl. She was the
no. That's the guy with the medal. That's the mute.
Oh, Okay, so
he don't talk.
Don't say that. Come on, bro. He was he, he was a kangaroo of metal, and he took a vow of silence. That's what he did. Okay, because their whole group broke up, and then me was that the other one?
Sure.
No. Sun, the warrior of earth and virtue.
Yeah, Sun, way of earth and virtue.
TSUN. That's how you say. That's how you spell it.
She was loyalty, and there goes the 5 kangaroos. You had water, fire, metal, and air. I think
wood.
I don't know. Kind of like
wood and air. Yeah, it was similar to Captain Planet.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
They did that. That's what they did too. But go ahead, continue.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, all right. If everybody listening, these next parts, it's really a lot of stalling in between. So we're gonna try and do our best to really like make it more condensed. So pretty much once the kangaroos get together, Ryan basically tells Master Chung and all the Roos that he doesn't have the Book of Tao, that Komodo has it. So now they go out on a quest to go and see if they can get it back in the same area where it was at. Ryan goes back to the forest where he first popped up, and for some I don't know how, but the people just know he's there, so they start trying to get Ryan and kill him. When they do that,
we know exactly how they know he's there. Alicia is bad. She's a double agent.
Far. We didn't get that far.
It don't matter, man. Let's go ahead and get through this shit.
Well, my bad. Spoiler alert.
What part, Angel? What part? Young wasn't with all the other kangaroos. He wasn't. We find out he wasn't with them. So I guess they weren't doing stuff together because he wasn't. They weren't all whole because he wasn't there. And he wasn't there because he killed someone. So he wasn't around.
He's the Raphael of the group,
which ended up being Alicia's brother was who he killed. And now the next part is when Ryan's back to that forest, he goes to find the book. The soldiers end up trying to take Ryan so that they can bring him back to the fortress so he can read the book. And when he does that, Young comes up and ends up saving him. And then Ryan and tells him he's not with his brothers anymore, not with their cause. Pretty much talks a bunch of shit to him, tells him he's a wimp. Comes back, grabs Ryan, and then he like hopped up out of there, literally hopped up out of there. And then he meets the rest of them. That was crazy, right?
It was crazy because like this kangaroo was like he got offended by this kid. Like I would have been like, "Fuck you!" Like I don't care what you're saying. Like I killed somebody. Like I'm mourning right here. Like I didn't mean to do that. Like who are you? You don't know me. If I was young, I probably would have kicked Ryan in his fucking face. But go ahead.
Wait. Hey. We left out something about the bad guy because so the bad guy, Kimono or whatever, he is there's life forces of Tao that keeps Tao going, and he's absorbing them to keep himself young and to give himself. It seems to give him some kind of powers because he seems to like be able to like use telekinesis.
Now he said something about that. He says, "What happens when I take all of the life forces, the life streams? I think they call them, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "What happens to?" And like he was that was stopping him from getting older. Did they explain what happens when he?
Not in this first one.
Takes all
maybe in the second one.
No,
okay.
No.
Okay.
So because he's where his base is at, and where the kangaroos are living, his base is on the last one, and the kangaroos are defending their own city with one of the last life forces.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say two things. One, I feel like Eugene would have been like, "Who the fuck are you telling me about going back to my family?" And I feel like G would have been like, "You want me to?" Like I feel like G would have went rogue for a second, but pretty much Young ends up going back with the brothers. now they devise a plan on how to get the book back. With that being said, we find out Alicia is evil. She's with Komodo, but she's being a spy with the ruse. They end up going to Komodo's lair, and when they go, they end up getting caught in a trap. And and that's when they find out about Alicia, and Komodo ends up telling them he was gonna kill them, and he drops them through like a little hatch or chute, whatever it is. And long story short, the ruse get lucky. They end up not getting sliced and diced into little California.
Yeah, there were all these blades and spikes, and like that was pretty silly. Also, they were holding on by literally like a string, a rope. Yeah, they were holding on to each other. Now it was only 3 of them. 3 of them went. 2 of them stayed behind because they wanted to protect their village. So it was only 3 of them. And they're just kind of dangling, holding on, and every now and then the spikes will drop off, and they'll fall down some more and hold on.
Well, the metal kangaroo threw his little ring to stop the spinning
at the bottom of it.
Yeah, they found a tunnel.
Lucky for them. Like why? Who put a tunnel down there? Like why would there have been a tunnel?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
In case you got to do some maintenance, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so, keep on going.
The ruse end up making it out, but they realize that Komodo has the book and that he's gonna try and suck all the life force out of the village. Next thing we know, Alicia ends up getting Ryan captured and takes him back to the lair. When that happens, she starts trying to tell Ryan that she has to manipulate him and say that she's actually not working with him. She just wants him to be safe. And that's when we find out Ryan actually cannot read the damn book.
Right.
He cannot read the book. He opened it and he still could not read the book.
There was nothing there.
His answer was pretty good because he basically said, shit happens.
Shit happens.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good.
And then, with that being said, he was about to hurt Ryan, and then Alicia stepped in, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then she died from that wicked bitch from the West.
See, I didn't understand. I didn't understand why. I felt like she had a problem with Young. So she had a problem with Young. Like her beef should have been with him. Like, why was she going to risk the whole village of Tao being destroyed or taken over just for her problem with one kangaroo? Number one. Number two, did they ever say why her brother was killed by Young? Did they explain it? Unless I missed it, I don't know.
They never said.
No.
That seems like it would have been a pretty big part for us to know.
I agree.
In the movie, okay. We don't know if it was friendly fire. We don't know if her brother was a bad guy. We don't know anything. Why Young killed her brother?
All we know is that Young kept it by accident. How it was by accident, I have no idea. Now, next thing is we end up finding out that when Alicia tries to save Ryan, she attacks Komodo, pretty much saves Ryan from getting killed. And whatever person that Komodo had working with him, who looked like a witch, she ends up stabbing Alicia and kills her.
Yeah, with her nails.
Yeah.
And then
which I think she wanted to do that before anyway.
Yeah, and then Komodo ends up like blowing her to the wall like with wind, and then he was upset. And then from there, that's when all the Ruse get back together, and Komodo pretty much launches like a full-blown attack on the village. And when that happens, the Ruse come together and realize that they have to work together as a one to beat Komodo. Now, at first, I was like, man, 5 Ruse versus 1 Komodo. He ain't Shredder, so like this should be light work.
Kind of. Well, you hold on. You forgot. First off, Komodo fought against Eugene or Chung first.
I was gonna. I was gonna
kill
say
Chung.
He killed Chung. I was gonna.
What did y'all think of that fight scene?
I thought it was good. I could tell
it wasn't bad.
I could tell it
wasn't bad. I didn't like the end of the fight. That was pretty stupid. He Komodo takes his sword and he chops like this huge piece of rock, and the rock kind of, I don't know if it falls on
you couldn't tell all this that cut him and blew his face open.
He just had a scratch on his face. That's it. That's all we saw, and he's dead. He's dying. It's like I didn't get
all
that.
you need, man. He was an old man.
That was pretty much it. So once Master Chung dies, that's when the Roos band together, and they said they have to save the village. As the Roo fight Komodo, he ends up splitting himself into 5 Komodos. I was like, all right, now it's an even fight. And those Roos were getting their I'm saying they were getting their ass tapped like terrible.
They were.
Like you would have thought like when he split up, someone's gonna be like the weak one. Like no one was doing good with any of them. They were just getting beat terribly.
Mm-hmm.
So then after that, we see and he's just say he was like just talking to Master Chung or just crying because he couldn't figure it out. And then the book ends up shows a picture and it shows pretty much what the Roos need to do, which I don't understand. So can one of you guys explain this to me? Because I still don't understand how he figured that out.
I didn't get it either.
I think he had to believe in himself.
That's what it kind of seemed like. That's what it kind of seemed like though, Angel, because it didn't make any sense. Why words just all of a sudden just appeared on the pages? It didn't make no sense at all.
Do you guys understand what was said? Because I don't understand that part.
In the book, what was written?
No. What Master Chung said.
No, I don't even remember.
He pretty much said like when because he was weaker.
Oh, when he was saying because he split himself that he's weaker.
Oh, that's what he was. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Because he's extending himself too much. So now that he's weaker, the 5 of you should be able to take him no problem. But they all have to believe in themselves too, and they have to come together.
Which ended up being that what did they do? They took their medallion together like Power Rangers?
Well, so basically what happened was they all kind of defeated all of the different variants of himself. And then it was they thought that he was dead because he kind of disappeared. Komodo kind of disappeared, and he came back. It was Chung, and Young approached him, and then we find out that it really wasn't Chung. It was Komodo in disguise, and he grabbed Young by the throat and lifted him up. And then Ryan gave a distraction, and because he was already weakened, and because he was trying to kill Ryan. And because he was trying to use, I think they called it negative Kung, because he was doing that, it made him weaker. So when they decided to use their powers combined, doing the whole Captain Planet, and they were able to hit him with some type of blast, he was weakened because he was trying to do something negative against Ryan and using Kung, whatever that meant.
Okay. So he used negative energy to try and kill Ryan, but the Roos had positive energy, which outset energy. And now, when we say he didn't kill Komodo, because remember, you can't kill, somehow it like reset him to being a normal person. And
yeah, that was weird. That was real weird.
And Komodo said, or real Komodo said, what is this? And they looked at him and said, you're home. So they accepted him with open arms. And pretty much Tao was saved and was restored. And next thing we know, Ryan says goodbye to the Roos.
No. Ryan was dying. Ryan was dying.
I thought his time was up, and it like a timer. Like he ran his time, and then boom, he's back to the other world.
No, Komodo had did something to him, and it had made like this. Didn't like something almost like fall on Ryan or something, Joe?
Yes.
And he was laying there, and it looked like he was saying his goodbyes. It looked like he was dying. And then he just kind of faded away and disappeared. And next thing you know, we see him again. He is back in the sewer, contemplating if he's going to listen to Brad.
Before he walked across the pipe, it was the scene right before whether he was going to listen or not. And it's like he had a vision in the hour-and-a-half movie that took 10 seconds. he realized if he goes across this, he's going to be a warrior of virtue, or this could happen. And he realized that he's not a follower and he's a leader, and pretty much told Brad, go fuck yourself. through the thing inside the whirlpool. The dump ended up splashing the water, broke the pipe that Brad walked across, so he couldn't get out. And everyone else said, "Go fuck yourself, Brad," and left. Not really. They just said, we're gonna leave. And then, next thing we know, Ryan is home, and his mom said, "Oh, you're home." And she said, like, "How was your night?" And what did he say? It was adventurous or virtuous?
Oh, he had that said virtuous.
Virtuous. And the mom kind of looked at him like weird. He said, "I love you." Cool. Next thing Ryan looks over. He sees the jar with the cocoon that he never took, which makes you wonder how to break into his house and put the damn jar in his house. But Ryan sees it and opens the jar to let the moth out of its cocoon, or the caterpillar out of its cocoon to become a butterfly. He looks up, he sees a shooting star, and that's really
that was a message. It was a message. It was a message at the underneath the lid also.
It said, "This is for you, Ryan."
I'm trying to pull it back to see what it said.
And
it said a little bit more than that.
It said, "Ryan, go to Australia and eat some kangaroo." Said, "Don't make a sequel to this damn movie."
Well, yeah. So then that was pretty much it. The ending was, the ending wasn't good. Ending was a little off.
A little.
The movie wasn't good.
So, what are we graded this movie?
I'll give it a D. And that's being nice.
I was gonna go with a C-. And I thought I was being nice. I'm putting this. I'm grading it based upon it coming out in the 90s. If this came out now, I would have given it an F. But by it coming out in the 90s, on the heels of Turtles, and all of those other silly karate movies that came out back then, like Surf Ninjas and all of that stuff.
But see, I'm okay with silly, but they didn't do much. There wasn't a whole lot. I mean, these kangaroos were supposed to be so powerful, but they didn't really do much.
They didn't. They actually
that's what got me. Yeah, they looked intimidating.
And I realized
they're supposed to. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
you think anything that's is scary? That's an animal.
Well, he's not wrong.
They're not supposed to be walking around talking and doing karate. It's a kangaroo. Oh, the message that's under the lid says, "Spread your wings, Ryan." That's the message.
I was right.
Hey, now tell me this, because I don't know if I imagine. Was Ryan's leg back to being messed up when he left?
I don't think they showed it. But I'm assuming.
That's what I saw. Walk with a little limp.
Okay. Possibly. Like I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to it anymore. So it's a possibility.
I give this D+ C-, based off of just the last movie we saw. This is way better.
Okay.
I disagree, but okay.
Of course you would. But you also thought the last movie was better than what? Come on.
I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was terrible. It was watchable to me. What I want to know is how do they have a $35 million budget? They make $6 million and then they make a second one.
I have no idea. Stuff like that normally does not happen. So
that's what I'm saying. When you don't make money, like this must have been just someone like who had money to waste.
I don't know, $35 million for what? Because I didn't see the $35 million put back into the movie.
And there wasn't any
costumes.
Yeah. I mean, because there really wasn't any big name people in this movie. There wasn't a Nicolas Cage in this movie, or any type of superhero type action, actor or anything like that. Like Matt Damon wasn't in this movie.
He should have been in this fucking movie. Would have made his career.
Maybe. Hey, you know what this movie actually reminded me of? And I actually like the other movie better. It's got a little more to it. The Kingdom with Jackie Chan and Jet Li. Did you guys ever see that one?
No.
Yeah, I saw it once.
it's the very similar, kid, kind of a loser, ends up falling into another world, but he actually comes out like knowing karate and stuff. It was actually decent. It was the similar movie, less weird kangaroos and stuff. The only thing that was Jet Li was the Monkey King, but everybody else was human.
Okay.
So
that's one thing they didn't do in this movie that normally would happen in a lot of movies is Ryan did not get any type of training. Like normally somebody pulls him to the side and teaches him how to kick, punch, defend himself. That was not the case with this movie. It was just pretty much
you read a book.
Yeah, that's it. and every now and then say something smart to some of these people. That was pretty much it, All right, so the next movie we're gonna watch, I'm gonna stick with Christmas, and I'm admit now, like this probably is gonna be a bad movie. I don't know, but it's called A Karate Christmas Miracle.
Karate Christmas Miracle.
A Karate Christmas Miracle. Let's watch that movie next.
I can't wait.
And when are we doing this review?
What's good for you guys?
I don't care.
Watch this during my Christmas break and like from now to like Saturday. I don't want to have to watch this and it ruins it. If that's the case, can we just do the review early?
Oh my God! Did you see who's in this movie?
No, I didn't. I didn't see
Martin Cove.
Oh wow!
John Kreese himself.
Yeah.
And Eric Roberts.
Oh wow! This should be interesting.
Julia McCullough. Julie Kimball.
It should be interesting. Hey, come on, Buzz. It's a Karate Christmas Miracle. You might like it.
It's got a 2.6 out of 10 out of IMDb.
We can watch Die Hard. He did
no, this is what we're watching. This is gonna be great.
What we're watching. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Hey man, you just made us watch some Karate Kangaroos. Literally, you just made us watch some Karate Kangaroos.
Who brought it up? I'm not the one who. I agreed with it. I did not bring it
up. Oh my God. Wait.
I
just read the synopsis of this movie. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, I didn't. I just typed in Karate Christmas movie, and that's what popped up. So that's what I said.
This is gonna be so great.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it right now. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Read it out loud. Read it out loud. We'll get my reaction.
Hey, I am. A boy believes that if he earns a black belt by Christmas Day, his father, who went missing 1 year earlier, will return.
I can't. This is gonna be so good.
Oh man! A roller coaster thriller ensues where a mystery that no one expected is unraveled, and just maybe all will witness the delivery of a miracle that can only happen on Christmas. He is expecting his dad to be delivered by Santa Claus.
Back because he got a black belt. All right.
Wait. Right. I'm on Google. Listen to this. Under people also search for. There's also another movie called A Wrestling Christmas Miracle. This is a series. This is totally a series.
Well, this is like the Air Buds. This is like the Air Buds of Christmas.
Yep. This is gonna be so good. I might make the family watch this one with me.
Y'all got any closing remarks, guys?
No, I'm good.
Oh, man, you crazy. Listen, when you guys hear this, man, make sure you guys take the proper time to spend this holiday weekend with the ones you love. Man, this is a time to enjoy each other. You got beef with your baby mama, your baby daddy, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever. Put it to the side.
Giant kangaroo.
Yeah, put it to the side for at least one day. That time with the fam, man. Just it's honestly like this is a time where we all just want to do better and then come back for the new year a better person. So just make sure y'all spend some time with the family, and that's the main thing.
Got anything, Joe? You good?
Peace and love. Let's go.
All right, everybody, stay safe, stay strong. Merry Christmas, and we'll holler at you guys next week. Director, play my music. Is the director sleeping? Director.
Director.
Oh. Director ain't listening. All right, you know what?
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu to survive must now be taught to more young men.